We've never seen this before. This is historic. The Knicks are signing their second-round rookie, Tyler Kolek, to a historic 4-year long-term contract. But get this, he'll be making $6.6 million in guaranteed money. That's the most guaranteed money a second-round pick has ever made. The Knicks are putting a lot of faith in this kid, and it's with good reason, because he has a high ceiling. And after you hear how this kid is speaking about his game and his influences, it's no wonder why the Knicks believe in him and gave him this contract. We're going to break down these latest reports and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. And make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. Knicks rookie Tyler Kolek receives a historic contract from New York. When the Knicks drafted this kid, I fell in love with his game, the way he can score inside and out. His passing is off the chart. His court vision, he can find anybody from anywhere on the court. He just knows where players are. And having a player like that potentially backing up Jalen Brunson coming off of the bench, maybe sometimes playing 10 to 15 minutes, at least in his first year, that is impressive under head coach Tom Thibodeau. And the fact that the Knicks are giving him this long-term extension, a historic contract, guaranteeing him $6.6 million, that means the Knicks are investing in him because they believe in him. They believe in his game and what he can do. Let's break down these latest reports so you can find out exactly what Tyler Kolek is going to make over the next 4 years with the Knicks. Shout out to Fred Katz of The Athletic for giving us the following information. According to him, the Knicks have signed Tyler Kolek to a 4-year, $9.06 million contract, a team option on the 4th year. The first 3 years are guaranteed. According to Ian Bagley, the Knicks contracted rookie Tyler Kolek sets an NBA record with the most guaranteed money, $6.6 million for a second-round pick. Prior to that record was Andrew Nembhard's $6.4 million. Kolek's Knicks deal is the most the team can pay a second-rounder under the second-round exception. Let's make something clear here. The Knicks offered Tyler Kolek the most money they could possibly offer him with this contract. If that doesn't tell you that they see him as a long-term investment, a player that they can develop, grow with, potentially come off the bench, and come in for Jalen Brunson when we need him to rest. He is that exact player for us. If you look at his skill set, the way he can score, the way he can pass, the way he can get around his defender, take contact, and still be able to make the bucket, it's still shocking to me that he fell to the second round, and absolutely shocking to the Knicks that he was there as well too. But when the Knicks saw him and they saw him continue to fall, they could not let him slip by any further. They made a trade. They got him on this roster. They signed him to a long-term deal, and he's a second-round pick. This is important because the Knicks in the Mikal Bridges deal traded away 4 of their unprotected first-rounders, 2025, 2027, 2029, and 2031. But if you remember, they did also make a trade to acquire a lot of second-round picks in those years as well. Now, if you look at the Kolek deal, if they were willing to find the talent that potentially fell from the first round to the second round, which, by the way, often happens in each and every draft, if they see a player like that, it's clear they have no problem drafting that player and ensuring that player is taken care of for a long period of time, that he stays with this team for a long time. If that's the case, I don't feel as bad now giving up those first-round picks, because the only reasons you felt bad is because you thought the Knicks weren't going to draft anybody in those years. But given the fact they have second-round picks in those years and they committed this much money, guaranteed $6.6 million to Kolek, anything is possible now. That means the Knicks are going to be looking for second-round talent, potentially that fell from the first round, and if they can spot it, they're going to sign them to a contract and get them on this team. As a Knicks fan, there is nothing to hate here. We have the team right now that can contend for a championship. We are still capable of making another massive move, and I think Leon Rose and this Knicks front office is doing just that. They are not watching each and every free agent center leave the market without a plan in place. They have a plan, and I can't wait to see what it is. But besides that, you also need to draft well. Because if you draft well, you are developing your Knicks for the future. You are potentially developing players that could contribute to that championship run. This is what's at stake here. And this is why it's important to understand why the Knicks are doing what they're doing, making the moves that they're making, the trades that they're making, adding the players that they're adding, but more importantly, treating these second round picks with respect and also understanding that right now, without these second rounders, they have no way to draft rookies. And that's why the Knicks are sending a statement to the entire NBA, to the entire league, to everybody in the fan base, that even though we gave up our first round picks, we're not going to be done trying to find rookies that we can draft and add to this team. With this signing of Tyler Kolek, this historic contract we gave him, $9 million over 4 years, and he's guaranteed $6.6 million. That means any rookies drafted by the Knicks in the second round now have hope that potentially they're going to see some time for the Knicks and they're going to have a significant role on this team. Leon Rose and this Knicks front office, they did that. They continue to cook each and every move that they do this offseason. And signing Kolek to this long-term contract is one of those moves. I love this kid. I love his game. And when you watch him in Summer League, when you watch him for the Knicks next season, I promise you, you're going to love his game as well, too. Take a listen to what he said recently. He was on this podcast called Game Theory, and during that show, he explained how his game came to be and who helped influence his game as he was watching the NBA. Roll that clip.
Who are some of the guys that you watch whenever you're trying to watch tape to improve?
Yeah, I feel like my game is very different than a lot of people. There's not really many table-setting guys in the league anymore. The point guard position has turned into more scorers, and that really takes away from those other guys on the wing or the big guys that can really score the ball if your point guard's really trying to go get a bucket. So I feel like that'll really help me. I feel like a lot of the stars and the guys that really love to score the ball love to play with me just because I find them in any position and have those conversations of where they like the ball, what kind of spots they like the ball in. But, I love watching Jalen Brunson, just the way he does it at his size. His footwork is really incredible. I love watching Luka, his pace, the way he kind of plays under control at all times. And then, the way Dame Lillard kind of shoots off the dribble is really special. When he was in Portland, he was definitely my favorite player to watch. And just the way he gets into it. I mean, I'm never going to be an isolation type of guy. But just his balance and his shot creativity is fun to watch.
Luka, Dame, and Jalen Brunson, to name a few of his influences that helped his game get to where it is right now. If those are the players he's been watching and he's been learning from, understanding, and you heard, he's not a real isolation player. That means he understands his game, he understands his skill set, and if you heard, he understands that communication as a point guard is the most important thing. Did you hear what he said? He said he speaks to other players on the team to understand how they like the ball, how they like to be set up, where on the floor they like to be at, because that helps his game where he's going to be. If he's driving and he understands he has 2 or 3 defenders on him, he understands where you're going to be, he's going to pass there without any hesitation because he trusts you. That's something that Kolek's going to bring to this team. The ability to pass, but also the trust to pass, and also have that communication be extremely open, talking to everybody, understanding exactly where everybody wants to be, where they need to be for the best shot for them. Kolek is going to find that and make sure everybody gets set up perfectly. Any bench unit that he runs with is going to benefit if he's running point guard because he's going to find people. He's not going to be selfish. He can score when you need him to, but the thing he loves to do most is break down the defense and create for others. If he can do that, and also he's a hustler. He's not a slouch on defense as well, too. He may be a little short, but other than that, he still gives his all when he's out there. He's a Tom Thibodeau-like player, and under Thibs, he's going to become a better defender. He's going to become a better shooter, in my opinion, because Tom Thibodeau is going to put him in the spots that get him open shots that allow him to become that better shooter. And listen, look who's on the team. We are full of players that you have to give attention to. And if Jalen or Randall is drawing 2 or 3 defenders and Kolek is playing with that lineup for some reason, he is going to be open, whether it's on the perimeter, inside the mid-range, or at the wing. He is going to be open, and he's going to have all day to make the shot. And if you give this kid all day to make a shot, you might as well count the three and run back up court on defense because it is going in. Nearly automatic each and every time. Kolek is a steal. The Knicks got him. The Knicks signed him and made sure nobody else could touch him. And they gave him guaranteed money. They want to make sure he understands with New York, you're going to stay here for the long term. We're going to develop you, but also we're going to take care of you. You're part of our team now. That's important, not only for him, not only for this Knicks organization, but for our fans, for everybody watching in the NBA, because now they understand the Knicks are serious about what they're doing. We're serious, legit championship contenders right now with the roster we have. We still have further moves that we're going to make. And with all of the signings that we did in terms of rookies and the way we're treating them, it's clear. The Knicks have a plan in place, not for 1 year, not for 2 years, but for several years. We're talking about a 4 to 5 year plan. Leon Rose is being very smart and clever with his moves. He's not taking any unnecessary risks. He wants to update this team. He wants to make us better, but only if we can continue to be that team moving forward year after year after year. Leon Rose has been one of the best presidents/GMs all offseason long. He deserves a lot of praise, and he has been cooking. And signing Tyler Kolek to this contract is part of that. Absolutely great move, great signing, historic, but I absolutely love it. What about you guys? What do you think about the Knicks offering Tyler Kolek a historic, guaranteed $6.6 million contract over the next 4 years? That last year, though, is non-guaranteed. Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.